You maggots are morons. Biden Harris did not let in 13,099 murderers during their administration. You assholes are so incompetent you won't even read the full report concerning that. You only read enough to seem as if it agrees with your racist views and that of the orange shit stain. But y'all don't want to know all of the facts. Y'all don't want to know that that data was accumulated over the past 40 years. That's right, 4 decades to reach that number. Y'all don't want to, most of that number are not in ICE custody, but in actual prisons for their crimes. All y'all want is a talking point so blown out of proportion and context that y'all can continue to spew your hate. You fragging assholes bitch and moan about illegal immigrants coming into our country and stealing and killing and raping. Well, guess what, you self-righteous pieces of shit? This so-called country of the United States was founded by thieves, murderers, and rapists. That's right. The so-called settlers stole indigenous people's land, killed indigenous people just so they could, and raped indigenous women and girls. The indigenous people did not ask these motherfuckers to show up. They just came in without permission and immediately began building on ancestral lands without so much as a by your leave. Indigenous people had been on these lands for thousands of years, hunting and farming. Oh yes, first the indigenous peoples, they helped them out, taught them how to survive during the winter, because they wouldn't have been able to survive without it. They were too ignorant. But once they learned what they needed to know, their reign of terror began. Indigenous people were stolen from, raped, and murdered all across these lands. Indigenous children were even stolen from their families and forced to renounce their spirituality and adopt Christianity. They were not even allowed to speak their own native languages. If they did, they were severely punished. They were forcibly removed from their ancestral lands and made to walk hundreds, if not thousands of miles to unfamiliar territories. Because the so-called settlers wanted what the indigenous people had. Now you maggots are complaining about the very things your own ancestors did, claiming modern migrants are doing it. Yes, some migrants have bad intentions, but most and the majority of them all only looking for a better life. But you refuse to allow them the chance and make up outrageous stories that have no basis in fact. You took a random third-party Facebook post and ran with it and demonized an entire people and their culture. You didn't even stop when the person who made that post retracted it and apologized. You call people people of color. Guess what? You too are a person of color. The color is white. But since these people you bitch about are of a darker shade, you claim they are not on your level. Well, damn straight they're not. Most of them are so far above you it scares the shit out of you. And as usual, what scares you or what you don't understand, you seek to destroy. Now shut the frag up with your nonsense and climb back under that filth-infested rock you crawled out from under. That's all.